Hi everyone, welcome into this week's My Weekly CBS Fix. Hope you had a great week. Hope you're having a great week. This week's video is dedicated, first of all, to my sister Shifi and her husband Miley, and to Mikey and Malky Bells. Mazel tov to both of you respectively on the baby girls that were born, and as refuah shlema for Nechama Bas Chai Rivka and Shalom David Mordechai ben Rachel. This week's parsha is Haftaras Bahaloscha, and we jump straight to the Haftarah, in which there's many topics discussed, whether it's from the conversion of future Gentiles to Judaism when Mashiach comes, the same thing that happened once the second Beis HaMikdash was built, second temple, and the Kohen Gadol being judged for allowing his children to marry non-Jews, even though they converted, and disciplining children, the difference between angels and humans. So we're going to touch on two subjects. One of them is tough love that we have to have for our children. Now, it's become the norm in society today that the children are the one that kind of lead the household, and you have to be careful with how you treat your children. And you certainly do have to be careful with how you treat your children. But it's very, very important that the children should know that you are the parent and they are the child. And chastisement is very, very important. It's very much stressed in the Torah. In fact, we see three scenarios of great individuals who did not properly chastise their children, and they had troubles from them. The first one was Avram Avinu. His oldest son, Yishmael, was kind of going off the path, and it got to the point where he had no choice but to send his son off and kick him out of the house. Yitzchak, because he was duped about how Esau was, he also nearly ruined the entire lineage from Abraham, Isaac to Jacob, and Yitzchak completely missed it because he would not chastise his son for how he was. And David HaMelech, King David, he had two sons, Avshalom and Adoniyahu, whom he did not chastise at all, and they nearly ruined his entire kingdom. They tried to take it away from him, tried to usurp the thrones, major issues that he had for them. And it's not by accident that the ones that they did not chastise enough were the ones that actually caused them issues, and not only caused the fathers issues, they caused issues for themselves, and they didn't lead fulfilling lives. Yishmael was able to return to the life of Torah, towards Hashem. But in general, we have to know it's very, very important for us to chastise our children, and it's hard sometimes. But you have to know they gain the most. We gain the most, but they gain the most by it. And it's very important. It's very, very important to have that balance between displaying love for them, at the same time displaying and chastising. It's very, very important. Another point I wanted to mention to you is the verse says, I will give to you, allow you to walk in the world to come amongst these standers over here. Who are the standers and who are the walkers? So the standers are the angels. The angels are standers for two reasons. First of all, they can't actually sit down. They don't have a knee that bends, allows them to sit. And they're also always mindful that they're standing in front of God, so they wouldn't want to sit anyway. But we are the walkers. Now, why are we the walkers? We're the walkers simply because we just said, because we can walk, we can sit, we can go, we can move. But our sages tell us a little bit more. We are the walkers because we can go from level to level, and we can celebrate our potential from the fact that we gain greatness. It's because of our own free will. An angel doesn't have free will, or according to some, it has free will, but it's so mindful about what would happen if it sinned that it's as if it doesn't have free will. For example, we said before that if you walk to the edge of a cliff and it's 10,000 foot drop, do you have the free will to jump? You technically do. You can jump. But the obvious results of what will happen to you if you jump are glaring right in front of you. They're so obvious to you that you really have no choice but to not jump. And so therefore the angels are so aware of Hashem, so therefore they can't sin. Whereas we're not as aware of Hashem as much as we could be, but we can be even more. And if we work on our free will, we're going and we're climbing from level to level. Therefore we are Mahalchim, and Hashem tells us that we will, Prophet Zachariah tells us that we will be able to enjoy this wonderful walk in Gan Eden, in the Garden of Eden with Hashem in the future. So let's take these two important ideas to mind, especially the ones that had children. Make sure chastisement, love, it's got to be packaged together, and make sure that what you're celebrating over here is the potential that each and every single human, every single individual has, and may they be fulfilled. And They should be a source of anachas to everybody. Thank you everyone for listening. Have a wonderful Shabbos.